Hi all, welcome to the Aryan tutorials on engineering mechanics. So now we are going to discuss about the equilibrium of a body and Lamis theorem statement. So here the equilibrium of a body means what? So the body is said to be in equilibrium when it is at rest under the action of forces. So the equilibrium means here the body should be under stable condition. So that means there should be no movement for the body when any number of forces acting on a body. So that is known as the equilibrium of a body. And let us assume now. So the body acted by the two forces. So the first one is acting from left to right, okay, which causes the movement of the body in right side direction. So in the same time, I'm applying another force that is in opposite to the first force I'm applying, which is in equaling magnitude to the first force. So in that condition, so whenever you apply two equal and opposite forces on a body, so the body remains at constant position. So that condition we can call it as the body is in equilibrium condition, that is in stable condition. Okay, so now again let us take another example. So here I'm taking another example as a body which is acted upon by various number of forces in various direction, as 1 to f1 to f8 forces which are acting in different directions towards the center of the body, which causes the body to be under stable condition. That means again the body cannot move because of all these forces acting towards the center of the body. So again in this condition we can say that the body is in equilibrium under the action of number of forces. Okay now, so likewise we can understand the equilibrium of a body. So next we go for what do you mean by equilibriant. So we know about equilibrium, and next we have to know what is equilibriant, which is the one force. Okay, so that means here assume again a body which is acted upon by f1 f2 f3 f4. So whenever these four forces are acting on a body, these four forces causes the body to move in right hand side direction. At the same time, I am giving the force another force which is in equal magnitude of sum of all these forces. So that means here this force can be equal and opposite to the resultant of all these forces. Okay na? So when the force acting in opposite direction to all these forces, and again when it is equal to sum of all these forces and acting in opposite direction, this force entirely resists all these forces. Okay na? So when this force is resisting the movement of the body which is caused by all these forces, then the body will again remains constant. So that means that there will be no motion for the body. So whatever the one force, that is the single force which is causing uh, the body to be in equilibrium condition, so that force is called as equilibrium. So this one is the single force which is causing to make the body in stable condition, so that force is called as equilibrium. Okay, so here I am giving the definition, exact definition. So equilibrium is a single force which makes the body under rest, that is in stable condition, that is in equilibrium condition. So when it is already in motion under the action of forces. Okay, when this force is absent, the body will be in motion due to the action of all these forces. So when you apply the force which is equal to the resultant of all forces in opposite direction, automatically the movement of the body becomes zero. So then the body remains at rest. So this force is called as equilibrium. Okay, so now next we go for this equilibrium force. Sorry, this equilibrium is equal to the resultant of number of forces acting on a body but opposite in direction. Okay, that is only the condition. Okay, so just now I told you, so this is opposite to the sum of all these forces means the resultant of all these forces and equal, so then only the body remains at rest. When it becomes less than the resultant of all these forces, even there will be a motion in this direction. Okay na? So when this force is more than the resultant of all these forces, the motion will takes place in left side direction. Okay now, it should not be more, it should not be less, it should be equal to the resultant of all these forces. Then this force can make the body in equilibrium condition. Okay, so next we go for the conditions of the equilibrium. So whenever we are going to solve the engineering problems, if the body is said to be under equilibrium condition, okay now, so we can apply certain conditions by which we can find the whatever the element we are going to find out in the engineering problem. Okay now, so now I want to give the first condition. Okay, So this is one small statement I've given. If the body is in equilibrium under the action of coplanar forces, the following conditions are applied. So the first one is algebraic sum of all the horizontal components of the forces is equal to 0. So how many number of forces are acting? Those forces can be divided into horizontal and vertical components. So when we say the body is in equilibrium, the sum of all the horizontal components of the forces becomes equal to 0. Similarly, the sum of all vertical components of the forces becomes equal to 0. And again, one more condition we can apply: the algebraic sum of moments of all forces about any point is equal to 0. Okay na? So here these three conditions we can apply when the body is in equilibrium condition. Okay na? So this is about the equilibrium and the conditions for the equilibrium. So next we go for Lamis theorem, the statement of Lamis theorem and the formula already we know. And once again I want to remind you. So the Lamis theorem states that if three forces which are equilibrium which are in equilibrium act at a point on a body, then each force is proportional to the sine of angle between two forces. Okay, here in Lamis theorem we can consider the three forces which acts at a point on a body, and those should be in equilibrium condition. So that means on which body it is acting, these three forces should make the body in stable condition. So and they will be automatically acting at different conditions, sorry, at different angles. Okay, now like this. Okay, and the statement says that so this force P is proportional to the sine of angle between other two forces. Similarly, R is proportional to the sine of angle between another two forces. Similarly, Q is proportional to the angle between another two forces, that is R and P. So according to that we can write the formula as P by sine beta is equal to Q by sine gamma is equal to R by sine alpha. Here P and the beta is opposite angle, and Q, the gamma, is opposite angle to Q, and alpha is an angle opposite to R. Alpha opposite to R, beta opposite to P, and gamma opposite to Q. Okay, likewise we can write the equation for the Lamis theorem. Okay, this is the simple explanation I have given for equilibrium and the Lamis theorem. I hope you understand. If you still have any doubts, please feel free to give a comment, then I'll try to clarify your doubt by giving another video on the topic you have specified. So once again, thanks for watching my video, and please support my tutorials, that is my channel, and please subscribe to my channel. Please share my videos with your friends and suggest my videos to your friends if it is really helpful to you. And thanks again, thank you all.